You know, I've been here once before. In 2010, I performed in like a cafeteria with Teen Girl Fantasy. I don't know where that was on campus.
Cafeteria.
And I went to some house party afterwards and like did this sort of performance with my friends in this basement. It was really cool. I had a good time.
It was probably at 216 White. I'm pretty sure. So that's like the only basement venue around. But yeah, so the last album you released was Dimensional Rip 7, and that was like this compilation of remixes by artists that you picked.
Yeah.
So what was the idea behind that?
Well, the Dimensional Rip series is actually like an ongoing conceptual piece that's taken many different forms. Like, it was the 7th one, and other ones have been like magazines that I've made, or like different performance art pieces in museums in Denver, like manipulating Madonna music videos and like having like choreographed dancers, or what are some other, like a zine of like different drawings of extraterrestrials from Google image search. So it could be all different kinds of things, or like a mix I made, like slowed down happy hardcore music. So the 7th one, was this remix compilation. The idea of the Dimensional Rip is sort of like producing something that somehow alters space and time, or like tears open a hole in the fabric of reality, like ripping through 2 different dimensions, kind of. Yeah.
Right. So how did you choose the artists that you chose?
They're all people I know personally, or artists that I respect, or like I think that are good producers. I wanted to hear people's interpretations of my music. I think remixes are really interesting, and so it was a way to, a lot of them were like lesser known artists, I think, and so it was a way for them to get some shine a little bit, and to just like, do something fun, creative.
Yeah, I know Grimes was on it, and Teen Girl Fantasy is performing tonight. So do you have any music that you're working on now? Any new music?
Yeah, tons. That's mostly what I do with all my time. I'm working on what's going to be a new record. I think I'm more than halfway through with it. Yeah, it's crazy.
So we should be expecting.
You should be excited. There's like new stuff coming out. I have like a new single and this really epic music video that I'm sort of thinking about a lot. That will be out soon, or like really soon, maybe in the next month or something.
Right. So what are you listening to now? Who are your favorite artists at the moment? That's
what have I been listening to? Been listening to the new Pharmacon album. She's really incredible. It's like heavy pounding industrial noise with her screaming over top of it. It's so sick. Wolf Eyes have a new album. I've been listening to James Ferraro and King Dude, and then some other, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you, like, what would be your dream collaboration?
I don't know, like, maybe working with some sort of like, I don't know, like a really big artist, like some sort of conceptual artist, or maybe like an engineer, like designing some sort of like a machine or some sort of contraption. I don't really know. I don't think about collaborating with many musical artists, really. I'd like to work with someone in some different field somehow,
Yeah.
to create something new, different, exciting. Yeah, sure.
So what was the craziest gig you've ever played?
There's been a lot. A lot of my shows are a little unhinged, to say the least. I remember one comes to mind. I was on tour with Big Frida and Spank Rock in San Diego, and like we're playing at this really like douchebaggy club, you know, that a lot of the people that were there were not even there to see the show. They were just like there to party. And you know, Big Frida is a really flamboyant artist, you know, and I think of course a lot of people love that, but I think also in the right context a lot of people can be like sort of really like freaked out by that. And like she performed, and then Spank Rock was playing, and these guys in the front row were just like not having it, and they were just throwing a bunch of ice at Spank Rock, who like on his first song just like immediately jumped into the audience and started like fighting these guys. And then so security comes and like, you know, kicks us all out of our own show. They like just, the show's over, we get booted out of the club. And then we just had the tour van there, and like Big Frida just like opened all the doors of the tour van and started like playing all this bounce music, and her dancers just started like going crazy on the roof of the car and the sidewalk, like standing on their head, just like shaking their ass, going crazy. And so it became this whole like sidewalk party, you know, and all like traffic was stopped. Everyone was just like fucking ass shaking in the street, you know. It's like this beautiful moment of chaos kind of, and a big like fuck you to this club kind of. We like took the party outside, and people were like, this is, you know, San Diego, like this doesn't happen here, you know, what's going on? Everyone was so confused, and sort of like, it was just this really pure moment. It was cool.
So what's your favorite city to perform at?
Later that night too, we got in, there's a whole like other fight, like the death set. We went to this after party thing. It like erupted into this brawl inside of this person's house. So weird. That tour was really wild, yeah. My favorite city to play, is that the question?
Yeah.
I have a few. I have favorite countries. Russia is really exciting. Mexico. New York is a really special place. Really liked Romania. All over like Eastern Europe is really interesting. I played in the middle of a field in like an apple orchard in what country was that in? Like Lithuania or something. I don't know, I like to keep like a sort of, I'm always looking for new places to go or like new experiences. But yeah, one stick out of my mind, like Russia and Mexico.
And like, what about those cities is so attractive to you? Is it like the people and how they respond to your music and performance, or what is it about?
Sure. In Russia, it's like the people there are like really special, really warm and inviting and open to you and very like passionate and real, and because it's like not very nice there, you know, it's like a really kind of harshness that's like poetically beautiful about Russia, but at the same time it's like, it's really kind of crazy there and almost scary and like fucked up. But out of that comes this like beauty with like these young people there, you know, like I was one of the first American artists that this group of people ever brought over there, and so it felt sort of like I was some sort of ambassador kind of coming from America to like share my culture with these people and vice versa, and it's just sort of like discussing the different stereotypes our countries had of each other, and it was just like this beautiful learning experience for me. I think it's like a really exotic place to go to that not a lot of Americans get the opportunity to do that. So it's just a really special place, like so far away. New Zealand also, so cool, one of the most beautiful places.
That's awesome. So aside from music, so who are your favorite like visual artists? Do you have any? Are you into
Sure.
art at all?
I am into art. I studied art in school for 5 years.
I could totally see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a painting major. So I follow art, yeah, definitely. I been liking some people's work lately. Artist Parker Ito, Korokrit Aronandanchai. These are like people that are my age that are sort of doing like really big things in the art scene. It's really inspiring to me because my life didn't really go in that art direction. I guess it did, but I'm more doing music is a little bit different than the art world for sure. It's like it's a whole different beast or whatever. Some other artists, Matthew Stone, really into his work. He's like a real shamanic kind of like warrior optimist that it's like some sort of like deep philosophy that really resonates. I'm really into anyone who's just like doing their like really own unique kind of thing, you know? I mean, I don't really follow like fashion world much. It's interesting to me, but it's more about like to me like personal dress is more like painting, you know, it's individualistic, and it's like if it looks good for you, that might not look good for someone else. But it's like coming up with something, at least for me, something like creative, and I like to work with different patterns and colors, you know, and it's like putting things on a canvas. To me, it's like my body as a canvas. So I treat it as a creative process, I guess.
Yeah, I do that too as well.
You look very nice.
Thank you, thank you. I think we're matching with the striped
Indeed,
pant.
indeed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I will say though, there's a designer in New York called Good by Air. It's like really sick, really cool clothes that I'm into right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love like really like independent designers.
Yeah, me too. Anyone who's doing shit DIY, you know. There's this company called Actual Paint too that like I really look up to, just like this streetwear company, but it's all done by one guy and his wife, and they just do it all themselves out of their house and like ship everything out of there, and it's so sick. They're just like self-made, just because he's really talented and knowledgeable about design, and I really look up to him.
Right, that's awesome. So if you were given an invitation to join Skull and Bones for a night of debauchery, what would you do?
Well, I would say yes. At least for one night, you know, it'd be interesting to go in there. I don't know if they do that, you know, you can't just like go hang out with them, right? You have to be like selected or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be really interesting to be, you know, like a fly on the wall and sort of hear these kind of things that are talked about in there. I imagine it would be quite horrifying for someone like me. I mean, like, I think the things that go on in a place like that, you know, it's more about like, just like these completely different ideals that I would have like a radical opposition to. I think like things are just like how to gain more power and like more control over people and stuff, and these are things that I like fundamentally like feel like I'm fighting against kind of. And so yeah, I would love to like see what goes on in there, you know, or like